Hello and welcome to Quays News.
Our top stories today. Rochdale under siege. 3 men have been pictured robbing a co-op store in Rochdale, getting away with thousands of pounds worth of cash.
The government states that employment is on the rise. We found out, so is the use of food banks.
This universal credit is a bit of a joke. I think it's ridiculous how they're basically taking money away from all the important areas.
And a Salford charity is helping the local community to find work.
Good afternoon. This is Quays News on the 28th of November. I'm Rachel Allison.
And I'm Charlie Mulholland.
But first, we have had breaking news though. A huge emergency services response following reports a suspected human leg found in the River Irwell.
Officers are in attendance and inquiries are ongoing. We start off today with extraordinary footage of a robbery in Rochdale. Police are currently looking for 3 men.
Armed with a screwdriver, the men removed the cash register and stole cigarettes. Threats were made to staff before the men fled the co-op store in Rewley Moor Road.
They drove away in a white hatchback car, turning right in the direction of Spotland Road.
Meanwhile, in Manchester, the problem of homelessness continues.
To tackle this, there is a new initiative to get people housed and back into work. The Well, a homeless shelter set up by Manchester charity Spin, says that they're hoping to get as many people off the streets as possible. But more from this is Lucy Hill. But unfortunately, the package is no longer here due to technical reasons. I think someone must have fallen asleep.
The government say that more people than ever are in work. According to the Chief Officer of the Citizens Advice Bureau, 1 in 20 people claim to use food banks, including those who are employed.
Unfortunately, we can't show this package either because I guess the other person who's running the other VT must have fallen asleep again. I'm sorry. Oh, we do have the homeless package though. That is coming up right now.
Homelessness is on the rise, and it's becoming harder than ever to rehome people living on the streets. The Well, run by the charity Spin supporting people in need, was set up 3 years ago.
I found myself homeless many years ago for the brief period. I used to queue up at the street kitchens and I used to find it degrading. And I always thought if I ever got the opportunity to give a bit back and help these people, I would do. It's been a registered charity for the last 6 months. We do a few projects here like furniture upcycling, where we teach the guys restoring skills. We sell the furniture and hopefully the lads benefit a little bit from that. We also have the gardening projects, where once again we're trying to teach them new skills.
Manchester alone has seen a 13-fold increase since 2010 and now has the highest figure in the country.
Well, I was in jail. I got put in jail and my ex-partner said to me I could move in with her, but then when I was getting released from jail, she didn't end up moving in. I ended up kicking me out and ended up getting on the street. I've been on the street ever since, which was like 4 years, and then come here. And this place changed my life. I'm volunteering here as well, so to help all the homeless people.
Quite fortunate, we get a lot of it donated from some of the supermarkets, and also we have dealings with FareShare, as we spoke before. They look after us. You know, if it wasn't for FareShare, we probably couldn't do this.
On the 23rd of December, there will be a Christmas dinner with live music from various local artists. Members of the public will be welcome.
Still to come, the ECCLES Crown Theatre. Will the famous landmark be saved? And what do the locals think of the plans?
History's favourite nanny remade. We'll review the new Mary Poppins. It's been derelict for years, but it's still a treasured landmark in ECCLES. And now the Crown Theatre is finally set for a new life. Not everyone's happy though. It involves keeping the facade in front of 82 new flats. Natasha Push has this report. Sorry about that. Just a few technical difficulties.
I think someone might be slacking today.
We've still got Mary Poppins coming up today.
Yeah, we've still got that coming. We've got my film review, and we are. Well, what we could have seen is some fantastic shots of that theatre itself.
The theatre is absolutely beautiful. I can imagine why the locals would still want it around. All right, and now we have Natasha Pierce reporting at the ECCLES Crown Theatre.
Limited, owner of the Crown Theatre, has the intention of converting the building into property. The new proposal doesn't include social housing or community space, and the heritage facade will be kept. The group Save the Crown Theatre has worked voluntarily to avoid a demolition and push for it to remain as a space dedicated to the people of ECCLES.
To be honest with you, when we got the word that these new plans had gone in, I was very surprised. I was very surprised because I didn't expect them to respect the history of the building as much as they currently do, because previous plans that have been put in were horrendous.
In contrast, the 82 properties to 44 parking spaces have become one of the group's main concerns, since it creates disagreements between the neighbours. The group believes the opinions of the locals are not heard.
Well, their idea is just to make money for one company, because that's all they'll just keep doing, buying plots of land, leaving them stagnant, with or without theatre on top of them. What we want to do is leave a legacy for ECCLES. That is a building that can be turned into somewhere where people can go and laugh, see drama, entertainment. You can't rebuild a theatre once you've taken it down.
Currently, there are no active theatres in ECCLES. In 2015, the group had a new idea. Reuse would be painting a mural to draw attention to their cause, and so it did. It became a protest, but also a banner of hope.
And one pleasant day I came out of my house and my mural was being used to fix a fence. He'd taken a chainsaw to it, and I actually stopped and said, thank you so much for cutting and ripping apart something that the community made. At that point, I had no doubt in my mind that the people that work for the owner and the owner himself have absolutely no consideration for the people of ECCLES whatsoever. And it sort of broke my heart a little bit after that.
In response to this development, the group plans to formally object to the new proposal and trying to gain capital either from the Heritage Lottery Fund or benefactor, so they can buy the Crown Theatre and make it the heart of the community.
Now something that the theatre would have shown, the most loved nanny is back.
I live and breathe.
Well, if you're feeling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious this Christmas, well, get ready, because Mary Poppins returns. This is the long-awaited sequel to the 1964 film Mary Poppins. It's been 54 years since the original. Emily Blunt has taken the helm from Julie Andrews, playing the magical nanny. She's alongside a star-studded cast such as Colin Firth, Julie Walters, Angela Lansbury, Meryl Streep, and the child favourite Dick Van Dyke. Now, just like the previous film, Poppins will be looking after the Banks family, taking them on many wonderful adventures and performing some fantastic songs that will guarantee to have you singing along. Well, what do you think of the star-studded cast, Rachel? You looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to this one. I love Meryl Streep, and such a fantastic cast overall. I mean, Dick Van Dyke, last time I saw him, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love that. One of my favourite childhood films.
See, I'm looking forward to seeing Dick Van Dyke as well. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, what a classic. And
Exactly.
like, Mary Poppins has always been one of my favourite Christmas films, and I think it comes out on the 19th of December, so be sure to go watch it live. And also, what I'm also looking forward to seeing is how they're going to take the character from Julie Andrews and transform it into Emily Blunt.
I know, all the best to her, topping that performance. Yeah, now we have found out if we need an umbrella to protect Charlie's hair this week. Here's Megan Flan with the weather.
Hello and good afternoon on this rather rainy day here in Salford. Scattered showers are due to continue throughout today as a result of Storm Aileen sweeping through from Ireland. An amber wind warning has been issued, and this may result in possible service disruptions such as power cuts, train delays or even some road closures later on this evening. Lows of about 6 degrees Celsius are due to continue throughout the day, but as we head on into the week, highs of about 13 degrees Celsius are expected. This coming weekend will see clearer skies, light winds and a gentle breeze. For those of you heading on into the Manchester Christmas markets or even Santa's Grotto at the Ice Village, do be sure to wrap up as it will be a fairly breezy one. That's all from me. Stay safe and have a good one.
The government say that more people than ever are in work.
But according to the Chief Officer of the Citizens Advice Bureau, 1 in 20 people have been claiming to use food banks, including those who are employed. Holly Pritchard has more.
As Theresa May danced her way out onto stage recently to boast the end of austerity, and with government claims that employment rates are at a record high, how is it that 1 in 20 people in Salford claim to use a food bank every week?
We get single people, couples, families. About half the amount of people that we see or give out food parcels to are children, so we're seeing quite a few families.
The stark contrast in life for many Salfordians is anything but a song and dance, as it seems the end of austerity is really nowhere in sight, and in fact, more and more people are having to turn to emergency supplies.
Inevitably, we're seeing a lot of people that are on benefits or struggling on benefits. They may have been sanctioned or benefit delays, but we are seeing an increasing amount of working people that are just struggling to make ends meet. And you know, they might be okay for 1 week and then suddenly a big bill comes in or a crisis happens and then they're really struggling. So and although it's an exception rather than rule, we have seen some professional people as well.
A lot of trouble. I think it's a really good idea having food banks. It provides food, obviously. It's a good service. I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, they're good. They're good for to last you a little while. Only last me a couple of days, but yeah, they're good. I think they're good. If you haven't got no money, it's a good thing to have.
Certainly, since we started in October 2012, each year we've seen a rise in the amount of people we've helped, and we only see that increasing, particularly with the rollout of universal credit. How or exactly how that will work itself out, I'm unsure. Well, I think the reality is we're only really a sticking plaster on people's issues of that immediate crisis of not having food. So, you know, as a charity, we would love to do more to support people, but certainly for the moment, in terms of resources, we only really are able to carry on what we're doing with a view to expanding that. But certainly in the future, we'd like to do more to help people.
With that in mind, what can we do as individuals and collectively to combat poverty?
Raising, so we're just looking at many different ways that we can get money into the charity.
What else do you think can be done to help the situation at the moment? What else can people do to help?
Well, I think to lobby MPs, particularly around the whole universal credit issue, to find out what the issues are and how, you know, the system could be changed.
I've heard this universal credit is a bit of a joke. I think it's ridiculous how they're basically taking money away from all the important areas. I don't feel like they deal with it properly. I feel like there should be more funding, you know, for people like myself that are genuinely looking for work, you know, and they should be getting the necessary support. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think they do enough, to be honest.
Yes, oh definitely, we are in a crisis. People are struggling massively, and at the moment I can only see it getting worse.
Austerity, why did they say that? Why did they say that?
This is Holly Pritchard reporting for Quays News.
Well, apologies for all the technical difficulties here today, but hey, it's always interesting here at Quays News.
It certainly is. That's all from us now. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Quays News. Goodbye for now.
Have a great weekend. Goodbye.